What if I told you that in 1965, a high school student decided to see how long he could stay awake? This isn't just some urban legend. It's the true story of Randy Gardner, who, for a science fair project, stayed awake for 264 hours. That's 11 days and 25 minutes straight. No caffeine, no stimulants, just pure willpower. And what happened to his brain is both fascinating and terrifying. Randy wasn't alone. His friends were there to keep him awake. And a Stanford sleep researcher, Dr. William Demen, flew down to San Diego to monitor him. Initially, things seemed okay. Randy was a bit moody, sure, but who isn't when they're tired? By day 2, his eyes struggled to focus, and he had trouble identifying objects by touch alone. It was like the connection between his senses and his brain was starting to fray. By day 3, the real weirdness began. Randy became uncoordinated and emotionally volatile. One moment he was fine, the next he was irritable. His cognitive abilities plummeted. He'd start a sentence and forget what he was saying midway through. It's like his short-term memory just decided to clock out. The researchers asked him to subtract 7 repeatedly, starting from 100, got to 65, and then just stopped. He told them he forgot what he was supposed to be doing. Then came the hallucinations. This wasn't just seeing blurry shapes in the corner of his eye. By day 4, Randy was having full-blown delusions. He imagined he was a famous football player. He saw a street sign and thought it was a person. His brain was literally creating a reality that wasn't there, desperately trying to fill in the gaps left by a complete lack of sleep. It's a process similar to what happens in psychosis. His brain was essentially dreaming while he was awake. Dr. Dement noted that different parts of Randy's brain seemed to be shutting down and rebooting in waves. He was experiencing microsleeps, brief, involuntary moments of sleep lasting just a few seconds, even with his eyes open. His brain was forcing itself to rest, piece by piece, even as Randy fought to stay conscious. This is your brain's last-ditch effort to survive when you push it too far. By the final days, Randy's paranoia was through the roof. He thought the radio host was personally mocking him. His speech was slurred and fragmented, his thoughts disjointed. He had no facial expression, and his voice was a monotone. He was a shell of his former self. The experiment had to end. So what happened when he finally went to sleep? Randy slept for a marathon 14 hours and 40 minutes. When he woke up, he was groggy, but surprisingly, not as bad as you might think. He only recovered a fraction of the lost sleep, mostly the deep restorative REM and slow-wave sleep stages. It seems the brain prioritizes recovering its most critical functions first. Over the next few nights, his sleep patterns slowly returned to normal. Amazingly, doctors found no long-term physical or psychological damage. Randy Gardner went on to live a normal life, but for decades after the experiment, he suffered from crippling insomnia. He believes his brain chemistry was permanently altered, making it incredibly difficult for him to get a good night's rest. This extreme experiment, which would never be approved today due to ethical concerns, taught us so much. We learned that sleep isn't just for resting your body. It's essential for cognitive function, emotional regulation, and our very perception of reality. Without it, the brain begins to malfunction in profound ways. It cleans out toxins, consolidates memories, and processes emotions. Skipping sleep is like trying to run a City-S power grid without ever letting the engineers do maintenance. Sooner or later, the lights are going to go out. The story of Randy Gardner is a stark reminder of why we need to prioritize sleep. We live in a hustle culture that often glorifies pulling all-nighters. But the science is clear. Sleep deprivation is dangerous. It impairs your judgment as much as being drunk. It weakens your immune system, messes with your mood, and tanks your productivity. So next time you re-tempted to burn the midnight oil for that one last episode or to scroll through your phone, remember Randy Gardner. Remember his brain lost in a fog of paranoia and hallucination. Your brain needs rest. It deserves rest. Give it the 7 to 9 hours. It's begging you for. Your mind and body will thank you for it. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into science and the human mind. Stay curious, and please get some sleep tonight.